It is 7 o'clock on the East Coast. It is 4 o'clock on the West Coast. It is the 13th of September in the year of our Lord 2020. It is season 11. It is episode 8. 541 times this face and or this voice has welcomed you to the Clubhouse podcast live every Sunday night, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific from Vocal Now Studios in North Dallas/Addison, Texas. Welcome. We're so glad that you're here with us. Hope you had a great holiday weekend last weekend if you did here in America. My name is Rob. I am the executive producer of the Clubhouse podcast, and now I can add to my resume fantasy football MC and host. We'll talk about it here in a minute. We're so glad that you're with us. Let's go around the dais. Jen Rome's still out on assignment. She will be returning very, very soon. To my left is the official fact checker of Sooner Gator Productions and a man who could not be happier that he gets to use Ben Roethlisberger in a sentence. You may know him as Igbunu, but his mama named him Don Ford. I'm going to call him Don Ford.
And my jersey is tucked in.
It's Palamalu.
But it's tucked in. Yeah. It is tucked in. And it's staying tucked in.
We're so glad that the camera angle is what it is.
I can stand up if you want.
I'd rather you didn't.
Okay.
Rounding out the dais is my co-host and a man who refuses to say the first name of the person who's on the back of his jersey. He is also fresh off a trip to Vegas. He is Alex. Hey, man.
The first of what's probably going to be a few based on how well that trip went. And we do have to acknowledge that good teams win, great teams cover.
I love that hat.
So, question, where did you stay at in Vegas?
I stayed at the Westgate.
As he always does.
Formerly the Las Vegas Hilton. Actually, I switched between the MGM, the Mirage, and Westgate.
And where's the
But
Westgate at?
This one's north side by the Stratosphere.
Yeah, you can. It's the last stop on the monorail.
Second to last.
Oh, that's right, because there's one.
So it's on the strip.
Right, when the monorail is running.
It's not on the strip. It's just off the strip.
Correct.
When I first started going to Vegas, that's where I stayed. It used to be called the Las Vegas Hilton. It's where Elvis used to play.
Yep.
Oh, that's that one kind of weighed out where, okay.
Where the Star Trek experience used to be.
Yeah.
So, okay, you stayed there. Okay. So, question.
Largest sports book in the world.
Superbook.
So, was it packed there with all the COVID, or was it?
Well, do we want to jump right into that, or do we have that set for somewhere?
Let's get to NFL talk before we. Let's do that when we get to NFL talk, because we got to start with NASCAR.
Okay.
Let's go to NASCAR today. Let's see. I'm not even on the right screen right now. The latest race. It was the Federated Auto Parts 400. Here is your top 10 finishers. Starting in 11th, finishing in 10th place in the number 14 Ford Clint Bowyer, the Archer. Also, his fellow Archer, Alex Bowman, winds up in 9th, started in 4th. Starting in 10th, finishing in 8th in the number 10 Ford, Eric Almirola. Did I get? I just had that thought of have I been saying his name wrong all these years? But I believe I have it right.
Close enough.
Kevin Harvick in the number 4 Ford starts in the pole position, but winds up in 7th by the time it's all over. Kyle Busch starts in 6th and winds up in 6th. Break even, that's a win in Vegas. Chase Elliott, attorney at law, starts in 12th and winds up in 5th. Austin Dillon, the new sheriff in town, he starts in the bronze medal but winds up in 4th in the number 3 Chevrolet. Joey Logano and the number 22 Ford starts in 2nd, winds up in 3rd. Martin Truex Jr. starts in 14th place, finishes the race in the silver medal, and winning after starting in 9th place, Brad Keselowski for the Federated Auto Parts 400. Let's go to your points updates. We're down to 12. Bowyer right now is 4 points behind Kurt Busch. And Kurt Busch is tied with Eric Almirola, but Almirola has the tiebreaker. They are both 11 points behind Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is 9 points behind Bowman. Bowman is only a point back on Elliott. Elliott is 8 points back on Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon 2 points behind Truex. Truex is 13 back on Logano. Logano is 13 back on Denny Moons over my Hamlin. My Hamlin is 10 back on Keselowski, but Keselowski now 31 back on Harvick. But the playoffs have just started. So there's a lot that can happen between now and Thanksgiving.
You said Elliott. Isn't it Chase Elliott, attorney at law?
I said that the first time.
Okay.
I don't want to say it again.
Okay.
You never want to wear out the bit, Don.
Okay.
I don't know if you're aware of this.
No.
And if you know the history of the last 10 and a half years of this show, you know he doesn't know that.
No.
But no, you never want to wear out the bit.
Okay.
Coming up next.
But do you have the biggest news from NASCAR this week?
Please do.
Jimmy Johnson is leaving NASCAR for
Seven-time champion, Jimmy Johnson.
He is signing a 2-year contract with Chip Ganassi Racing in the Indy Series.
The open wheel racing for him. All right. Next up, they're all after last Sunday. Both of the other races. Yesterday we had a race. We had a Saturday race this weekend. We have a Saturday race next weekend, as we will be at Bristol for the Bass Pro Shops night race. I like night races. There's just something cool about car racing under the lights. Even though I know for years it wasn't. But I just love night
Especially
racing.
when their headlights are actually stickers.
Yes. Who did we talk to recently that was like, I just realized that last year? We talked to someone.
I was not there for that.
I had a conversation with somebody recently. They were like, it was like last year where I realized those headlights are fake. And I was like,
Really? I did not know that.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was this year.
So question.
It was today, years ago, that Don learned.
So if it's like really dark out, I mean, is the thing lit up where they don't need the lights that much? I mean, literally.
No, what you have to understand is NASCAR for years didn't race at night.
Yeah.
Night races are a fairly recent
I
phenomenon.
know, so they can still see.
But if
fun.
you've ever seen the way a NASCAR track is lit, they don't need them.
Okay.
They're lit like Vegas. I mean,
It's also very concentrated on the track itself and the infield and pit area, whereas the stands basically disappear.
I think they should all be night because it originally came from moonshiners. So I think they should all be at night now.
Don't. I want to give him credit for this. I like this idea.
It is fact. NASCAR
It is fact.
Heritage cuts
oh, my brain hurts.
That is fact.
That's not a bad idea, though.
You know why I can't give him points based on your recommendation?
Why?
Because
you now are partial to a brand of tea named after moonshine.
I didn't even make that connection.
I
didn't make the connection.
I made the connection, and that's the important
I was
thing.
giving him out of complete independent thought
What do you
credit.
mean tea out of moonshine?
There's a
No, it's not tea out of moonshine.
there's a
the
brand
brand name
There's a brand name tea that he discovered at a store recently called Moonshine
at
Tea.
Buc-ee's.
Okay.
The greatness of Buc-ee's.
Oh,
Yes.
we love Buc-ee's.
I finally finished off those chocolate and peanut butter covered pretzels that I
I'm
bought.
still working on the fudge.
So good. But this coming Saturday, the Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol, and then they'll be off next Sunday, and then we go back to Sunday racing in Vegas on the 27th for the South Point 400. So you got that going for you, which is nice. Let's talk about some Major League Baseball standings.
Oh, Lord.
I'll tell you this,
Do we
there's one team in Major League Baseball whose run differential took an uptick this week.
Oh, yeah. I will say, pretty happy I had the over.
Holy crap. You were on vacation.
Yes.
And I make it a policy, especially, you were out of town with your dad. This is a thing that you guys do every year. And I make it a policy every year when you're in Vegas, unless you reach out to me, I don't reach out to you because that is your family time.
Well, there were a couple of times I went to reach out to you and then realized, oh, it's like 4 a.m. there.
Yes. Yeah, plus the time difference didn't help.
No, not at all.
I was like, if I text him before noon, he's not going to be awake. A lot of math. But that was one of those I wanted to text you because I went to bed and dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. I'm like, can you stop scoring? Well, let's get to it here in a minute.
Said nobody in high school ever.
In the AL East, we have played 41 and 7 is 48 games. So we are less than 2 weeks from the playoffs in Major League Baseball, and it looks like the Boston Red Sox ain't gonna be there.
Nope.
17 and 31, they're 13 and a half back. So they're farther back than games they have left.
Yeah.
They are 4 games back on the Orioles. The Orioles are 5.5 back on the Yankees. Yankees middle of the pack right now. They are a half game back on Toronto. Toronto now 3.5 back on Tampa Bay. In the AL Central, the Royals not paying dividends to Patrick Mahomes right now because they're 20 and 28. They're a game back on Detroit. Detroit is 5.5 back on Cleveland. Cleveland's 3.5 back on Minnesota, but Minnesota's only 1 back on the White Sox, but the White Sox have won 4 in a row. By the way, Yankees on a 5-game win streak. Mm-hmm. In the AL West, the Rangers 14 and 30 right now.
Oh, boy.
Hey, but you may have a note later
Sorry,
that
17 and 30.
They may be hosting a playoff game.
Oh, I'll see. They're 12.5 back. They are 2.5 back on I need a vuvuzela or something for that.
What's a
No.
vuvuzela?
No.
You don't remember the vuvuzelas from the World Cup? Those big plastic horns that they had.
Did it happen within 5 minutes ago? No, he doesn't
That's
know.
also fair. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, Los Angeles County, California, America, North America, Earth, Milky Way, Universe, Multiverse. They are a game and a half back on Seattle. Seattle now 2.5 back on Houston. Houston's now 6 back on Oakland. What a free fall going down there in South Texas right now. They've lost one, but still, this is a team that, I guess you get plunked enough times. In the National League, in the NL West, the Arizona Diamondbacks, 17-30. They have the same record as the Rangers. They're 15.5 back. They are 4.5 back on Colorado. The Rockies are 2 back on San Francisco. San Francisco now 6.5 back on San Diego, but San Diego's only 2.5 back on the Dodgers, currently on a 6. And by the way, this is San Diego, 6-game win streak. 8-2 in their last 10.
They've been a lot of fun to watch. The Padres have been a lot of fun. You know what? I would have started let's just say something freezes over and a certain ownership group does wind up purchasing the Mets. I would honestly start rooting for the idea of somebody bidding for me to be a Padres fan because that team is young and awesome.
You know who's not? The Pittsburgh Pirates, because they are 14-30 right now.
Woohoo! So there's still a chance.
No,
mathematically, no.
You're 12 games back. You could win every game for the rest of the season, and if things are on pace, you would not make the playoffs.
So how many games are left? 13, you said.
You have 16 games left in the season.
Okay, so if we win every one, 16
But
straight,
everybody else would have to lose every
I'll make
one.
that happen.
By the way, you're 5.5 back on the Reds. By the way, Pittsburgh's also lost 4 in a row, and you're 4-6 in your last 10.
Yeah.
Only 4?
Cincinnati is a half game back on Milwaukee, the good land. They are 2 back on the Cardinals. But Cardinals still only 4 back on the Cubs. Cubs have only won 2 in a row, but from what I'm told, the Cubs outscored the Bears today. And in the AL East, didn't Washington win the World Series?
Yeah, and then everybody left.
17-28 currently. They are 10 back. They are 3 back on the Mets. Don't.
Okay.
Because you can't sing it, you don't get to sing it. And the Mets are now.
Wait. He went to start with the wrong word, caught himself, and then just started basically doing the troll doll dance.
I need therapy.
But the Mets are 3 back on Philly. Philly only a half game back on the Marlins. The Marlins only 3.5 back on Atlanta.
You forgot to say that's the only division that matters.
It is the only division that matters.
But I have a problem with your boys.
Which one?
Him.
The Braves or the Marlins?
The
But you know
Braves.
what? We still don't have the best run differential in baseball after this week.
I am focused singularly on your Braves.
Please.
Losing in extra innings in a game that they got walked 12 times and had bases loaded multiple times with less.
When you score 28 runs in a game, you're going to be tired.
Sir, that was $1,000 swing to me. I had 6 out of 7 baseball games called correctly, and the Braves chucked it away.
You bet on them after putting 28 and 11 of them in one inning.
The second inning.
Hold on, they had 28.
They beat the Marlins
29
to 8 last
29 to 9.
29 to 9.
9.
The largest number of runs scored by the Atlanta Braves in one game in their history, and the second most ever by a team.
Well, it was actually the most by any Braves team, even including Milwaukee.
That's what I'm saying, in their history.
Right. I was just clarifying that it wasn't just
who
the
has
Atlanta
record,
Braves.
then?
What?
Who has the record?
Well, their entire history goes back to the.
No, he's talking about
Boston.
ever.
Oh, ever? I have no idea. But,
but that
it's
game,
probably a team that doesn't exist anymore at 147.
But that game that is the highest ever. That final was like 34-28. Like there was a lot of runs scored in that game.
Yeah, there was.
But if you bet against them the next day, that's kind of on you because there's no way they were going to be able to be anything.
No. This was a couple days
that.
later. This was a couple days later.
That's still a hangover after you put a 29 on the board in one
They
night.
were at home. No.
But they still don't have the
But that
best.
was the 7-7 game that they lost in the 12.
With that game last week, that still puts their run differential at plus 57.
So all of it came in like one game.
The Dodgers are sitting at plus 96.
Because they're the Dodgers.
I'm just like, good Lord.
Have you seen what Mookie Betts is doing?
Mookie. All right.
He's playing ball on another level.
Now, we can actually start taking a look at the wild card standings right now. Your AL leaders for the wild card currently are if the playoffs starting to...
Before we get to that, I want to say that no team has been eliminated because of the expanded playoffs, correct?
Not that I'm aware of.
Mathematically speaking.
Not yet.
Okay.
It's getting close for a couple of them.
Notably the Pirates.
So your AL leaders right now are Tampa Bay, White Sox, Oakland. Then you've got Toronto, Minnesota, Houston. Your wild card race right now is Toronto and the Yankees. And Houston, and that's where that sits. In the NL, you've got Atlanta, the Cubs, and the Dodgers. Then you've got Miami, St. Louis, San Diego. And then your wild cards currently would be Philadelphia and St. Louis.
All right.
That's where you sit right now. But nobody's out of it yet because there's a bunch of people within 2 games.
Correction: the Chicago Colts versus the Louisville Colonels, 36-7, June 29th, 1897.
That's what I'm saying.
2 teams that don't exist anymore.
Then the Chicago White Stockings, 35 versus Cleveland Blues, 4 in 1882. Chicago White Stockings versus Buffalo, 31-7. But starting after 1800s, there was one game, the Rangers 30 versus the Orioles 3 in August 22, 2007.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
All right. NHL news.
Interestingly enough, before we get off baseball, even with the expanded playoffs, no team has clinched a playoff spot yet.
Not yet.
I find that surprising.
You've got way too many races that are within 5 games right now.
Right,
so.
but I still find that surprising. There should be one team that's kind of
also
run away
given
with it.
that when they started this season, a lot of teams got off to a really hot start. So within the first 2 weeks, you had teams that were 6-7 games out just right out of the gate.
Right. It's like it's been a week. Congratulations.
Yes. Hockey conference finals, Dallas up 3-1 in their series against the Vegas Golden Knights. I said that right because you were just there.
I was waiting for it.
And in the Eastern Conference, my Tampa Bay Lightning up 3-1 on the Islanders. I could have a real problem in the Stanley Cup final. Somebody asked me today, they were like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I have to root for the Stars because I don't own any Lightning gear.
That's a fair statement.
I also have a personalized hockey sweater for the Stars, so I kind of have to. And they have seniority, so. But I'll tell you, these hockey playoffs, it's been fast and furious.
It's been awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We're not taking any time, which is kind of nice.
And they haven't taken themselves too seriously with stuff like in the stands and things like that. Like, did you see the record attendance this year for a hockey game?
0.
Well, no. They filled one of the stands with like box fans and counted it, and that was the record attendance. And I was like,
and let's just say,
it's underneath.
football is back, baby. And I really wasn't feeling it today. Like, normally I wake up on opening day and I'm like, football, let's go. And I woke up and I was like, oh, wait a minute, it's week 1. Like, I guess because 2020 has been such a cluster F that I didn't have the anticipation that I normally have. I didn't watch Hard Knocks at all this year.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
I enjoyed it.
But let's get into it.
Let's start with the big note, though, and I don't think you'd have this.
Please do, sir.
Over 3,000 people tested for week 1. 0 cases. Let's go.
Thursday night, Kansas City over Houston, 34-20.
And I hit the middle on
Covered.
the over.
They covered.
No. I hit the over. Or, I mean, I hit the middle on the total. My dad was ready to tear what 3 hairs he had left out. But no.
Kansas City was giving 10 in that game.
9.5.
Oh, we were down to 9.5 by the time the game
Yeah,
started?
I had Kansas City, hammered the under when it was 54.5, hammered the over when it was 53.5, so it was a risk-free bet. Hit the middle, won both.
There you go. And then today, Seattle, after struggling early, comes back to beat the Atlanta Falcons 38-25. Buffalo beats the Jets because meet the Jets, greet the Jets, come on out and beat the Jets. Although I still hate Buffalo.
I like their wings.
And I'm glad I didn't pick Josh Allen. They win 27-17. The Bears did outscore the Cubs today because they came back to beat the Lions 27-23. New England, in no surprise, beats Miami by 10. Vegas over Carolina by 4.
Barely covering.
Step forward if you won in the NFC East today. Not so fast, Philadelphia. You're up 17-7. You lose.
It was 17-0.
17-0. And then the Washington football team, whose graphic on the screen looked like I was watching a Best Buy commercial, comes back and scores 27 unanswered points on you.
What's their album look like on TV? Then?
It's just like a W with like
it's
a
like
yellow
a circle with
how
writing.
You know how when you watch a commercial for Best Buy, they're pitching like getting ready for the big game, but they can't use the teams, so there's these real generic looking. Yeah. That's what it looked like. And then the rumor was the number was going to be on the helmets, but now the number's on one side and the W's on the other, and that freaked me out when I tuned into the game. Jacksonville.
Well, you know, the irony of that game is last year, Washington was up almost the same way, which was a surprise, and Philadelphia came back.
You like that? Oh, sorry, wrong quarterback.
Wrong quarterback.
What's the team of Vegas? What do they call
The
it?
Raiders.
The Raiders.
They got to keep.
They kept the Raiders, yes.
Okay.
Which normally they wouldn't be able to do, but money.
So Las
the
Vegas-
answer to all of your questions is money.
Because I thought that if they were to move, they have to.
That's normally the rule, but they somehow
No, they
got
have
around
the
it.
option to change should they choose.
No, when the rule was that you couldn't take the name with you after the Cardinals.
Right, but what I'm saying is now what the rule is that is your default. You have the option to change.
They weren't changing the name. No. Jacksonville beats the Indianapolis Colts by 20. It's okay. Phillip Rivers was my backup. Baltimore beating Cleveland like they owe them money, 38-6. But let's talk about one more game that I skipped over to come back. There are times when you're in a room with people, and let's just say theoretically, you came in top 7 in your fantasy league the year before. Don, you would think if you finish in the middle of the pack, your pick in the next draft probably should be in the middle of the pack, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
No.
But when your commissioner decides he's going to do something weird,
Nope.
and all the hard work you do, you wind up 14th pick in the draft out of 14 teams. You take a little grief, but you take it like a man. And you go through the draft. And I also want to bring into discussion host of Jay Gillespie Presents Big 12 Talk with Jay Gillespie by Jay Gillespie Productions, Jay Gillespie.
Now he's Jay Gillespie?
I'm just saying things now. He's our engineer. Jay, you stay with me?
I am, man. I have trouble
the
on my own
final-
last name, too.
You get the final pick in your draft. And let's say the commissioner happens to be one of your closest friends in the entire world. And in all fairness, he was 13 in the draft. And you go to draft a quarterback. And this is a weird draft. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, it was weird all the way.
Because, Jay, you've been through many fantasy drafts in your time.
Yeah. Where did you place last year?
I was 7th. My goal was to finish in the top half. I literally finished 7th out of 14.
Yep.
The first quarterback wasn't taken till, the 3rd round?
No, the first one was taken at pick 5.
But I mean, after that, there was
another one in round 2.
Yeah.
And then it just disappeared.
So you pick your quarterback. I picked Phillip Rivers in my first quarterback selection, and I stand by that pick. It wasn't my first pick. Tyreek Hill was my first pick, and then Travis Kelce was my second
Technically,
pick.
they could have gone either way.
But then I had to get a backup quarterback. Had to get it.
I love that your backup was
My second quarterback pick, ridiculed by the entire room, might I add.
This is not true.
Aaron Rodgers.
This is completely
was
untrue.
my second quarterback pick, and he went off today.
And this is completely untrue. Nobody ridiculed him for Aaron Rodgers. We ridiculed Phillip Rivers.
No, you
harshly.
guys ridiculed both of my quarterback
We did not
picks
ridicule both.
because it was
You're being dramatic.
He's old and he's done. I'm like, no. Aaron Rodgers is going to be on fire this year because he's ticked about the Jordan Love thing.
I don't disagree with that, which is why I know you weren't ridiculed. You were just in your own head about it.
I was ready. Let's go. And 4 touchdown passes later.
As somebody
43-24, Green Bay telling Minnesota who they are in their own house.
As somebody who didn't even take his first quarterback until the third to last round, I know it wasn't a ridicule.
It took you that long just to give one score game?
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
I have no idea what he just said.
Okay.
He just had his own thing right there.
Yeah.
Currently going on right now,
Back to scores.
Tampa Bay is halfway to New Orleans and should be halfway home by now because it's 34-17.
And good news is I've hit the over and say New Orleans.
Arizona up 4 on San Francisco. San Francisco currently in the red zone. Tonight, my defense in action as the Los Angeles Rams host the Dallas Cowboys.
In a beautiful stadium.
It's a gorgeous
I
stadium.
cannot wait to see it.
Let's go SoFi. Let's go WrestleMania. Pittsburgh will be
You
at
forgot
New
the
York.
Chargers. Or did you bring that one? They're still
No,
playing.
he's doing the games going on now.
Well, you
Oh,
said tonight.
the Chargers came up just now. It's 16-13. They beat Cincinnati.
Okay. All right.
Tomorrow night, you've got the double feature. At 7:10 Eastern, the bet is on. Steelers at the Giants. Currently, Pittsburgh is giving 5. Over-under is 45.
That is not true. It is 6.
It's on my screen right now.
Where are you getting 5
I'm
from?
at Yahoo. It says
Oh,
Pittsburgh
that's your first problem.
minus 5. I'm going by what's on my screen. I understand that I am not the degenerate gambler on this show, but I got to go by what's on my screen.
All right. So for the point spread, which I guess I'm giving.
Right now, you're given 5. Actually, I think we need to set it as where the point spread sits during this show because otherwise.
In a Vegas point spread, not Yahoo.
Okay, what's Vegas saying right now?
I'm getting there.
Oh, so now you're not even prepared.
Oh, I was prepared before, but you wanted to start making up numbers.
I'm not making up numbers. It's on my screen.
Like you made up getting ridiculed.
I was ridiculed. I was there. I saw it happen. Sean will back me up.
No, she won't.
Yes, she will. She likes me more than she likes you.
That's a low bar.
And then tomorrow night, second half of the double feature, Tennessee will be at Denver. According to Yahoo, Denver giving a field goal, and the over-under is 41.5.
Hold on. Let's see.
I think I'd take the over in that because it's in Denver with the thin air. I always account for altitude, especially with Denver, because I think I could kick a 50-yarder in Denver.
The current line is -6 with a total of 45.
So we're saying right now, we're going to take it as it sits right now because we're in NFL talk.
Right now.
Right now, you have to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, I have to lose by less.
Oh, that's right, because you're getting 6.
Exactly.
But you still should beat them by that much, just because then you could say you didn't need the point spread.
That's not gonna
we
happen.
can hope, but let's be honest. My money's in one place. My shirt choice is in another.
Right now, the line says Pittsburgh 5.5 on NFL.com.
He's looking at Vegas.
I'm looking at Vegas Insider right now.
And if he's looking at Vegas, Vegas is going to be what you're going to want to go with.
All right, because I'm seeing 5.5.
Now you're trying to weasel out of the
no,
bet.
I'm just saying right there. See 5.5.
We're taking
Yeah,
the
I-
6. The 6
6
is
is
the
it.
thing.
So if it's
Wait, what happens if it's right on 6? We both have to do it for 3 weeks instead
No,
of
if
6?
it's a push, it's a push.
It's a push, then nobody wins.
Nobody wins. Nobody
Don't
wins.
worry.
Nobody loses.
The Giants will lose by 12. It'll be fine.
All right, so let's go into week 2 coming up Thursday night.
Oh, wait. But we have to establish it's a 6-week run starting
A
with
6-show run.
6-show run. If the
on
Giants
this show, on the Clubhouse.
on the Clubhouse.
Sheep Podcast does not count.
Well, I would like to I would like to say
okay,
Just because, like, for pay-per-view, Don might be on Google Hangout or something.
Okay, let me pivot with that in a second. If the Giants lose by less than 6 or somehow win, Don must grow a beard for 6 weeks of showtime and can clean his neck or up to the cheek area so it is clean, but he has to grow the beard.
Faith
6
wants him to
weeks
win
total.
so bad.
6 weeks total.
6 weeks. So
6
even
weeks.
if there's 1 week we don't have a show.
6 weeks. I'll give
6
you that one.
shows.
Yes.
I'll give you that
6
one.
weeks.
I will
6
give you
weeks.
that one, but I will ask for one pivot on my side because should the Steelers do what they're supposed to do and win by a touchdown or more, I will have to wear a Pro Ohio shirt for 6 shows.
Yep.
Now, the fact that I'm saying not 6 weeks in total,
Yeah.
like I have to wear it at some time, it has to be on air. I would ask that it is acceptable to wear at least to wear one shirt on either show.
It's your bet.
So I will.
I'll
for
sign off on
6
whatever you
running
decide.
shirts, I will either
6
wear
running shows.
a Pro Ohio shirt on the Cheap Popcast or on the Clubhouse podcast.
Okay, I'm game.
All right,
I'm
we have
good with
sign
that.
off.
We
And
Yeah.
it's-
Hold on, mega power. Oh
Okay.
wait, social distancing.
Oh, it's a 6 point is a push.
6 points is
Yeah.
a push.
I think I should get 5.5 if I'm
No.
getting that.
No. We said Vegas.
We
Okay.
said Vegas. Vegas is
Okay.
All right. So
6 weeks.
Pandemic
week
agreement.
2 coming up Thursday night.
So hold on. So that'd be 42 days I cannot shave.
That is correct.
Correct.
Okay, and then 6 shows.
You
have
can
to-
you can shave to clean
Oh, yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
I
But
can see Faith with a big countdown clock.
You know what's gonna be really you know what's gonna be really awesome when he gets to like day 40 and she's like, I think you should keep it.
I have pictures of me with the beard, and it doesn't fill in too well.
All right, week 2.
That
It's only an
joke
hour and a half
writes
show.
itself.
Okay.
And a game that there's no. If Alex even watches a second of this, it would be because he has money on the game. Because Thursday night is the Battle of Ohio, as the Bengals are at the Browns. Your games on Sunday.
Did we cover the second game for Monday night? I know we got
Yes.
sidetracked by the bet.
We were talking about Denver and the
Yeah.
kicking
Yeah, he
and the
brought it up.
altitude.
Oh, that's right.
Thanks for paying attention.
Well, I was
At
busy
least the
trying
host knows where we are.
to. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, we were still working out the bet.
It's
So your early games next Sunday.
Denver plays.
We've only got money line numbers on these, but we'll just say in general. Let's go through each one. Cincinnati, Cleveland, that should end in a 0-0 tie. Giants at Chicago. I am kind of intrigued by this game. This is your early game on CBS. I really feel like this is going to be a good matchup, but it's going to for me. It's going to depend on which Chicago defense shows up because
Very true.
Trubisky still struggles. I like the kid, but I just don't have a ton of faith in him. Atlanta will be coming.
Which game are you missing a spread for?
All of them.
Okay, I have the spreads if you'd like.
Oh, yeah, because they don't have any of them on.
Okay,
Yahoo.
so Thursday it is Cleveland favored by 6.5 currently.
that means Cincinnati has to lose by less than a touchdown. Or, no.
They have to win or be within 6 points. I don't know. They hung with the Chargers today, so there's a possibility that number moves.
Atlanta at Dallas early next. The very rare early Dallas game,
And,
especially when they're at home.
and
Um,
Dallas favored by a touchdown straight up.
I would take Dallas in the 7. I just don't trust Atlanta enough.
I think it's going to we'll put it this way, for it to be a full touchdown, I would take Atlanta.
Fair enough. Detroit will be at the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, which in 2020 could happen in week 2. We had snow in Denver last week.
Yep. Green Bay by 5.5.
Give me Green Bay. I'm riding with
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, baby.
Especially with the hangover after what happened in Detroit.
Jacksonville will be at Tennessee in the early game. That'll be on your CBS affiliate regionally.
Tennessee by 10.
I would take it.
I like Jacksonville.
I enjoy Gardner Minshew, but
I'm sorry. How do you say it?
Gardner Minshew.
Thank you. But no, and I can tell you right now, I had money on Jacksonville today, and people thought I was crazy. But you know what? They're going to put up points. They may not be able to stop anybody, not named Phillip Rivers, but they're going to put up points.
You're gonna doubt the greatness that is Ryan Tannehill,
Hall
Hall of Famer.
You mean the second best Dolphins quarterback of the last 4 years?
Minnesota at Indy next week. That'll be on Fox
Ooh, how is Indy favored by a field goal?
because of what Minnesota got done to him today.
That is a good
by
point.
Aaron Rodgers.
It took him 6 minutes to give the story about it, the pick, to finally give the score in the game.
You know why, Don?
Why?
Because it's my show.
Okay.
Let's see. Buffalo at my Dolphins.
Our show, but you're the executive producer.
This is surprising.
What's that?
-4 for Buffalo. Buffalo.
I would take Buffalo with the points because the Dolphins, Patrick Fitzryan just did not look good today.
No, he did not.
And Tua's not even going to touch the field probably, I would say, till week 6 or 7 at the earliest.
I wouldn't be surprised if they ziplock him the entire year.
And I'm okay with it. Preserve the future. San Francisco will be at the Jets, going to MetLife Stadium.
Ooh,
Both teams losing today.
6.5.
Who?
San Francisco.
San Francisco's giving 6.5?
Yes.
Give me San Francisco and the points on that
Absolutely.
because the Jets aren't going to be able to stop them. Rams will be at Philly.
Philly favored by 2.5. Right
Give
now?
me Los Angeles with the
Give me
points
the
all
Rams
day
all
long
day.
because Philly's going. I think Philly's going to have some hangover issues next week. Denver will be at Pittsburgh.
Actually, I would
This is
take
gonna
a
be
prop. I would take a prop bet on that one. I bet you Aaron Donalds and that defense has greater than 5 sacks in that game.
We'll see.
That's how much I'm confident.
What's the line on that?
Denver
On what?
Denver, Pittsburgh. What's the line?
Oh, we're not there yet.
That's what I'm talking about right now. Yeah. Denver, Pittsburgh, also an early game regionally that'll be on CBS because it's the AFC.
And Pittsburgh is favored by 6.5.
Okay.
Seems to be the standard.
Pittsburgh at home, I would be tempted to take them just because Denver hasn't shown me enough to care.
I don't think I can call this until I see what happens on Monday night.
That's fair. I don't know. My gut tells me. Carolina at Tampa Bay, currently losing in New Orleans. Carolina fought a little bit today, but just couldn't keep up.
Tampa Bay favored by 8.
That's funny given what they're going through right now.
Yeah.
Came out strong.
I would still take Tampa Bay.
I would too because Carolina's in a rebuild. Yeah. Although Devin had a great point today.
Go on.
They should make a rule because we're about to talk about Washington, Arizona. If you lose to Washington like Philly did today, for the next week, they have to be the Philadelphia football team.
Oh no! Let me piggyback on that. If Washington beats you with as bad as that team's supposed to be, they have the rights to seize your mascot if they so choose,
or just take your name for a week.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's seize the mascot.
So they get to be the Washington Eagles for
exactly.
a week. But they will be at Arizona next week.
Yep, and Arizona favored by 6.5.
Give me Arizona.
Wait, did you say that the Arizona Niners game was done?
Arizona's showing 1-0, so I'm assuming.
Okay, cash in more tickets.
There you go.
Because I took them with a touchdown.
Kansas City will be at the Chargers.
Ooh.
We're now into the late games, starting with Washington at Arizona.
Interesting. Kansas City's only favored by a touchdown.
Give me Kansas City all day long.
Until they prove me wrong.
Exactly. You're the champs till somebody tells you otherwise. Baltimore will be at Houston. Houston.
That line is way too low. 6.5.
Baltimore giving 6.5?
Yeah.
Hammer it all day long.
There's a genuine part of me that thinks that at 16.5, I might consider it.
New England will be at Seattle.
Ooh, that number's too low as well.
And my fantasy pick this week, I was going up against Russell Wilson.
3.5.
I'd say give me Seattle. They're at home.
Yep, I agree.
And that's your night game next week. Monday night next week, Saints Raiders.
That number's way too low, too.
And that'll be their home opener.
Yes, it is. And there was a lot of fun prop bets on that as to who would be the first person to score a touchdown in the new Allegiant Stadium. I will neither confirm nor deny. I did not bet on a Raider for that.
So from now on, you're going to go the Las Vegas Raiders instead of the Oakland Raiders.
I think I'm just going to do the Raiders.
The autumn wind
The autumn
is a
wind
Raider.
is a Raider.
I still add
We miss you, John Facenda.
Okay.
By the way, 5.5.
Oh, that my John Facenda went over very well at the draft.
Yes, it did. Very well.
Vegas by 5.5?
No, New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Okay.
I would take New Orleans at the 5.5.
I would as well.
But Vegas is undefeated.
That's not true.
No, it's not true at all.
Vegas has a great winning record, but...
So let's take a look.
Wait. No, he's factually correct because the Raiders won today. Oh. So they are undefeated.
The team is undefeated. Okay.
No!
You said Vegas. When you say Vegas is undefeated, it makes me think the town.
I thought that too.
Currently,
he got one over on all of us.
That is true. That's the
Somebody mark the calendar. It's the first time.
Your fantasy football updates right now. I am winning 104-96 over Dad. So let me go to let me just get the overview so I can look at other matchups in our fantasy league this week. Why don't I see our league?
I don't know.
And by the way, the our league did not get updated until late Thursday night. I was still seeing last year's statistics.
Yeah, Yahoo had some issues on their updates.
On the app.
I think that they were sitting back thinking oh, well, we may not have to do anything because there won't be a season. Whoops.
Oh, your Best Ball home. Our team is called Best Ball, by the way.
No, that's a version of the playing.
Oh, I thought that was the name of our team.
No.
Why can I not find our...
Which matchup would you like?
I just want to know how you're doing.
I am losing.
Because you're part of the show.
I am losing by 11 right now.
How many teams do you have left?
Interestingly enough, both my Uncle Bill and I have multiple players left.
Oh, Fantasy Audible is the name of our league.
Correct. I still have my quarterback tonight in Jared Goff. Jared Cook still playing as a tight end with 2 minutes to go. And Tampa Bay trying to come back. Don't do that. I still have Gostkowski to kick tomorrow night.
So let's go through the rest of the league right now.
And he has Kupp and Henry.
I hope Tizzle Pizzle's got a lot of players tomorrow night because they're down 140 to 57.
It's Tim. He may not have even set a lineup.
And that's true. The end zone chasers, but not up by a whole lot. They're only up 8 points on. I can't say that and not cuss on the air. Jake's team down 56 to Sean. And Sean with the smack talk today.
She broke me in the chat. At least you tried.
Deshaun of the Dead currently doing so, but only down 3 to Scorpions. And Go Joe Burrow up 13 on turn down for Watt. And as we know, Charlotte's fantasy team always called the Dak Street Boys. All right. Let's get into TV talk. Got a lot of TV talk this week, gentlemen. I scrolled right by it by mistake. We're going to start with ABC News. We're getting another Blackish spinoff.
Interesting.
Called Oldish with the Larry Fishbone and Jennifer Lewis. I'm a big fan of him.
I had a moment where you said Larry Fishbone, and I had to recalibrate my hearing.
The big announcement from AMC this week, The Walking Dead will be ending after season 11.
Yeah, it's only too late.
But you're also getting apparently a spinoff with Daryl and Carol.
That's what I was going to say. Are they going to have another spinoff again? And all?
Because what else has AMC got? We had breaking news from the BBC right before we went on the air. A new animated series is in the works. Devin and friend of the show, Leslie, are going to be very, very happy.
Then I know where this is going.
Animated series called Daleks.
Is that the proper pronunciation?
Yes. Daleks.
Okay.
These are the bad robots on Doctor Who, because apparently Middle Decks is doing so well, and then the announcement of the X-Files animated series as well. So, and probably the most shocking news this past week, announced on Sunday, I believe, the creator of Venture Brothers says, we have been canceled.
I didn't realize Venture Brothers was still going.
Neither did I. But
I enjoyed the show when I watched it. I just didn't know it was still going.
If you are a fan of Survivor, season 41 will film in the spring and will air in the fall of next year. I hate that would be season 41 because technically to me that's not right. I know they do 2 versions each year, but that should be all one season because a season is a year.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have a note on the next season of The Challenge in your TV talk? Because we have worlds colliding.
I don't cover The Challenge. That's your department.
I understand that, but you write the run sheet and we don't know what's on it.
Right. But I'm going alphabetically, so I haven't gotten to the M's yet. But if I had gotten to the M's and not mentioned it, then MTV.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks for keeping up.
Well, I don't get a run sheet. I don't know what we're going with.
I've told you weeks ago I go alphabetically.
Right, but you didn't tell us you were using network.
Yes, I did. I said we go alphabetically by network so you know where we're at a given moment.
Okay.
Disney Plus Season 2 of The Mandalorian is now set to start October the 30th. So if you're not going on trick-or-treating, you got stuff to do.
Can't get here soon enough.
Is it going to be one episode a week again?
Just like the way Disney Plus does it, which I'm good with it. I like it. Did you see the other announcement Disney Plus made this week of a new show? A reboot, if you will.
Go on.
Doogie Kamealoha MD.
That's a lot.
This is a reboot of Doogie Howser MD with a 16-year-old girl living in Hawaii.
That's interesting. I can go with that.
No rumors or verification if Neil Patrick Harris will at least be making an appearance.
I would shudder to think that they couldn't.
I would think that I would cast him as the administrator of her hospital and not make no acknowledgement of Doogie Howser MD.
Oh, even worse, he's only known as Dr. Doug.
And she, the very first scene, she's walking down the hallway, whistling. That would be amazing. Even though I think that was Law and Order, but still.
So let me.
That was the Doogie Howser MD theme.
So on the Disney, so you're playing for Disney Plus, which is how much a month or whatever?
$6.99.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I jumped on it for the 3-year deal that made it like $4 a month.
Okay, whatever it is. So you pay $6 whatever.
$6-7 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, but now if you want to get Mulan, you have to pay $23 more a month.
$29.99. However, it will be included come December. So if you want to watch it now, you pay $30.
It's like as if you're going to the theater.
Right.
You get a $30.
And the rumor is they're doing the same thing with Black Widow next month.
Which, Mulan, don't care. Black Widow, I'm probably going to do that.
So if you get the Prime, you have to pay So
It's only a one-time fee.
so
So for 1 month, you'd be paying $37.
$37, yeah.
oh really? So each month you want the Prime, you have to pay an extra 30.
No,
It's
it's by
a
the
one-time
movie.
deal.
By the movie.
By the
Oh,
movie.
It's like the movie's a pay-per-view.
Oh God. Okay.
But it's a smart business move by Disney because
Yeah.
by them carrying it on Disney Plus, they're not paying the other VOD providers a share of it.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
The money's theirs now.
And if you think about it, it's the same as if you're paying to go to the movies. Like you and Faith go to the movie theater.
Yeah.
You get theoretically a drink and candy or
Yeah,
popcorn
oh,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
You're spending more than $30 anyway.
yeah.
So
Yeah, but if you're a family of 4, you're down $30 before you walk in the door.
exactly.
So basically, okay. So but Mulan will be on Prime. I mean,
It'll be on
Plus-
Disney Plus in December,
Oh, it's okay.
included in your membership.
Membership,
But if
okay.
you want to watch it now,
Oh, you cost
Right.
more. Okay. I see.
It's
know.
about whether or not you want to wait.
but I understand his confusion because this is something that's really never been done before.
That's also true.
Yeah.
So-
I don't know if you pay $29 and you get all the Prime and you get all. You
No,
know,
there's no such thing.
so it's a one-time watch. So if you want to watch it again, you have to pay.
Well, we don't know that. I don't know of anybody that's done it
bought it, but
because we don't know if it's a 24-hour loop.
I've heard it called a rental, but I've also been told if you pay the $29.99, you have it in perpetuity regardless. I've heard. I don't know because I don't know anybody that's gotten it. I know people that have watched it, but that doesn't mean they bought it.
allegedly.
Let's move on.
yeah.
From the
When Black Widow comes out, I'll be able to tell you.
From the 2020 may have had a silver lining department.
Uh-oh.
We bid adieu this year to Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
No.
Bye-bye.
No.
Bye-bye.
No.
Bye-bye.
No.
Bye-bye.
No.
Don't worry, you'll probably get a
I'm
Kim
s-
Kanye
I'm-
show next
I'm
year.
sorry. Are you actually upset at this?
I mean, why couldn't you find that riveting television to follow the Kardashians?
I
and-
apologize to everyone
I
for
don't have
starting
my
this.
drop board.
I apologize to everyone for starting this.
Okay.
I didn't realize he was being sarcastic.
I was being sarcastic. I can't stand it. Never mind.
I,
Next.
I appreciate you trying to bring the other point of view to this show,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
not in this one. Let's see. Quahog has a new mayor. Did you read this week?
What's Quahog?
From Family Guy.
Okay.
So Quahog is a city. Quahog, Rhode Island is where Family Guy takes place. The original mayor was Adam West. As we all know, he passed away a few years ago.
Unfortunately.
Did you read who the new mayor is?
I did not.
Burt Ward?
Oh, no.
Okay.
That would have been a good poll, though.
Quahog. It's what's for dinner.
Nah.
Sam Elliott is the new mayor of Quahog, and I couldn't be happier.
And cash the tickets. Saints cover, and it's an over. Sorry.
For those of you that have just started watching the show recently, this will be the next 17 weeks of your life.
Not all of them. Sometimes I'll actually be in Vegas.
No, because but this is every week.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited. Sam Elliott's going to be the new mayor, and apparently it's going to be Sam Elliott playing Sam Elliott.
Well, that's what they did with Adam West. Or,
Yeah, but
excuse me,
he
Adam Wee.
Yeah, but he was also a very caricatured version of himself.
Well, we're going to get a caricatured version of Sam Elliott.
I just want. Shut up, Peter. Thank you, Sam Elliott. Just I can't wait for this.
You know what the best part is?
That season premieres in 2 weeks.
He's going to get introduced with, like, Brian sitting at a bar, and he just sits down and goes, "How you doing, dude?"
Sarsaparilla. Give me a
Somewhere
sarsaparilla.
Seth MacFarlane, write that down. Write that down.
Sarsaparilla.
Atlanta on FX. They'll be filming seasons 3 and 4 at the same time. We'll start
wow.
on season 3, airing early next year.
Okay.
So, and season 3 of their latest hit, Pose, is the new season's going to jump to 1994. So I want to say that this was like late 70s, early 80s. It's going to jump to 1994 for season 3. There's a very popular murder novel called The Westing Game. HBO Max is developing it as a series.
I am not familiar. I'll have to look into this.
Oh, I mean, we should probably just go ahead and do that now.
Oh, I figured that when we get closer, we would have more material from them.
It is a 1978 mystery novel written by Ellen Raskin. Let's see. Samuel Towers is building a new apartment building on Lake Michigan, north of Milwaukee, just down the shore from the mansion owned by a reclusive self-millionaire. He is a wealthy businessman who made his fortune in paper products. And then there's murder, because I don't want to go too much. Westing will die, but I don't want to go too much into it because Wikipedia will probably give away the whole thing. So you got that going for you. Doom Patrol has been renewed for season 3.
I still got to find a way to fit that in. I'm still working on Friends. So,
And Young Justice season 4 has a title. It will be called Phantoms.
Ooh.
I need to watch season 3 because it was on DC Universe, and I didn't buy DC Universe, but they're moving everything over to HBO
Right.
Max.
Which we appreciate.
I love Young Justice. It was such a great show. And in Hulu news, I'm very upset about this. They have officially called off the series they were going to do based on Stephen King's Eyes of the Dragon.
Oh, no. The one you were so excited for, too.
I know.
Oh.
They've officially called it off, and I'm very upset by this. NBC, congratulations. I'm sorry if I screw this up. Ego Nwodim from SNL. She is now a full-fledged cast member, not a featured cast member anymore. So we're very excited for
Always
her.
happy for people.
They
like that.
will be back in studio for season premiere October 3.
Oh, wow.
But they have not announced the host or the musical guest yet. Do you realize who the last host of that show was in that studio?
Will Arnett?
No. It was Daniel Craig.
Oh, wow.
Was the last live host in studio that they had.
So when they do the role of the cast, like Cecily Strong and the whole group and all that, when they get to the later people, it says featuring. They're not actually.
They are on the payroll.
Yeah.
But they don't have as much input into things as the main cast does.
Oh, I see. They're cast members, but not.
They're featured members.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a greenhorn versus a full-fledged.
Right. And a lot of times I've seen guys that have been featured members for 3-4 seasons before they get moved up to the main cast. They only have a certain number that they keep as the main cast.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, let's see. Peacock has ordered this dramatic version of The French Prince of Bel-Air for 2 seasons.
Intrigued by this. Especially with them doing all of the, what is it, the 30 year at this point?
Don't remind me.
Yeah, made me feel old too.
Let's see here. Paramount has announced, or I'm sorry, Netflix has announced they are going to carry the Nicolas Cage Tiger King film.
Oh, they're going to.
So you're going to get the series with Kate McKinnon that's going to Peacock, USA, and NBC. The film version with Nicolas Cage is going to go to Netflix where Tiger King is, which really doesn't make any sense to me.
Because Nicolas Cage.
I'm about halfway through High Score.
Oh,
It's pretty good.
Okay.
It's kind of scattershot, but I'm enjoying it.
I saw the first 2. I just watched part.
I'm in the middle of the 3rd episode right now. I wanted more out of it.
So I just finished the one about the guy who's like the Nintendo champion.
That's the 2nd episode.
Okay.
The 3rd episode is about RPGs.
Okay.
And then right now I'm dealing with the rise of Dungeons and Dragons, which I'm sure will then turn into the morphing of it into games because they're dealing with the text-based games right now too.
Gotcha.
So let's see here. Paramount Network, which I think apparently is changing names. They just should name it Everything Country and Western Network. They're doing a movie called George and Tammy. George Jones, Tammy Wynette. Mm-hmm. Playing Tammy Wynette announced this week. Jessica Chastain.
Oh, really? That's a good big get.
Any excuse to have her on my TV screen, let's go. Like her a lot.
Oh, so you say Paramount. Let's be honest. That used to be the Spike. They call it Paramount. But you say Everything Country Western. Ink Master is on that. That's not Country Western by a far shot.
What show is carrying that network right now?
Paramount.
No, what show is carrying that network?
Yellowstone.
Exactly. That's the only show anybody talks about on that network.
Ink Master.
I haven't heard. You're the first person I've heard say the words ink and master back to back in about 2 years.
Okay, I mean, but yeah, because they can't film right now because of the thing.
But that's what I'm saying. That's right now. It's all country western.
I feel like the only reson Ink Masters is still there is because they had a contract that ran longer.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Back from
they
the
keep,
Spike days.
No, they still no. Because when Oliver Peck did my tattoo, he says it's like a year or 2 year thing, but they keep on renewing because one, it's cheap produced, people love it. It's something different. It's not your bogus reality show. I mean, I got
that makes sense.
And
it's a different reality show, but it's interesting.
It does give them some variety.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, Gordon Ramsay is getting a game show on the BBC next year too.
Oh, Lord.
Interesting.
Get ready for that. And from the Shudder Network, they have announced that season 2 of Creep Show has started production to premiere next year. So you got that going for you, which is nice. TV on DVD and Blu-ray this week. Seasons 1 and 2 of the reboot of In Search Of with Zach Quinto are available for if you want to purchase those, which I think is a really cool nod that he gets to host that show because Nimoy hosted it originally. Yep. Season 2 of Succession as we are gearing up for Season 3 on HBO. Killing Eve Season 3 available this week, and Season 5 of Outlander available this week as well. John Oliver off tonight, but he'll be back next week. If you are not caught up on John Oliver, you need to watch the last 3 episodes because of his. Are you caught up?
Yes.
So you got the payoff for the Danbury, Connecticut thing?
Yep.
Oh, I'm not ruining it. You just have to go watch it.
Yeah.
We need to talk about that after the show. I wanted to know what you.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, because I remember him. I remember watching the show, but I thought he was off next week too. I think
No, it was last week and this week.
I thought he's off actually next week because I went to DVR it and it wasn't showing.
No, he said we're off for the next 2 weeks. We'll be back on the 20th.
Okay.
So, music news. Let's talk about Gorillaz for a minute. Did you see their latest collab, as the kids are calling it?
I did not.
They have a brand new song out called Strange Times with a Z, because it's Gorillaz.
Mm-hmm.
Featured on this track. Robert Smith. And I've heard it is great. Devin and I were talking about it yesterday. And get ready, October 30th. Not only are you going to be able to watch The Mandalorian, you can get your hands on a freshly done copy of A Very Trainer Christmas. That's right, kids. Meghan Trainor's Christmas album coming your way next month. I like her. I think she's great. I am ready for this. And you know how much I love Christmas music. But I only listen to it between the day after Thanksgiving and Christmas Day. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever buy Jillian Hall's album from WWE, her Christmas thing?
Let me know.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. No.
I did. You want to borrow it?
You know what? I'm going to let you keep
I'll
all that.
eventually borrow it.
I'll let you keep all that.
Her doing
I
Jingle
would
Bell-
not want to deny you the joy of having that in your
I
possession.
can let you have a copy. Yeah,
I think I'm good.
Hold up right now.
I think we're good.
Jingle Bell.
I'm really resisting the urge to say something right now because I don't hate you that much.
Have you ever heard of an auto biopic?
Something like that, yeah.
I want to say yes.
Madonna is working on one
And now I don't care.
that she is writing with Diablo Cody, who brought us Juno. They said they've written about 140 pages of it. I'm sure it'll be, very objectively done.
No.
One of my favorite bands, Sidewalk Prophets, who I watched a virtual concert with. Rachel came over to the house. We watched together in 3D earlier this year. Their next tour is going to be called The Chosen, and the logo for it looks like a choose-your-own-adventure book. What they're going to be doing, it's going to be another virtual tour, but when you tune in for your city, you get to pick the set list. They're letting the fans pick the songs they play in the order they play them in, which I think is kind of cool. Got to do something different. Got to keep it fresh. And Taylor Swift.
The T-Swizzle. You're the one that always started that.
I didn't start that.
Well, you said it a few times in the past. That's where it's stuck in.
She will be performing on the ACM Awards this year, her latest song, Betty. It'll be her first performance on a country music show in 7 years.
Oh, wow.
That was her roots, wasn't it? Always
That's where she started.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a very interesting story that came down today. Music new releases and places you get music new releases this week. Keith Urban with a brand new album this week called The Speed of Now, Part 1. Napalm Death is back this week.
Sounds like a feel-good.
With an album called Throes of Joy in the Jaws of Destruction. It's a musical. And Neil Young, if you like to hear people sing like this, you can have that if you'd like, with an EP called The Times. Let's get into movie talk this week.
Well, before we get off music news, did you see this headline about what happened with the Dune trailer?
I still haven't watched the Dune trailer yet, so I can tell you.
Oh, well, let's just say that there is a certain music involved in the Dune trailer. Very, very well done. And dear God, everybody is in this. But there was a spike in a certain classic band, Pink Floyd.
Did they use Dark Side of the Moon?
I'm going to let you watch it.
Okay.
But it's one of those where I was like,
Yeah, they got a spike in downloads.
I saw the headline was there was a huge spike in downloads from a younger demographic who was not familiar with the particular track.
Did I tell you what I did to the Donna? She posted the trailer, and her caption was, "It's all about the spice," so I put a gif of the Spice Girls on her page. Adrian laughed. It made me happy.
Yep. Did you see? You know what? We'll talk off air about.
Are you ready for a sequel to Troop Beverly Hills? Because it's happening.
Oh, no.
Give me Shelley Long back. Let's go.
You know, I had forgotten the movie existed until just now.
Just saying.
I know. They'll come out with Spice World 2. I know it. Just waiting.
I think we are talking about something different.
Well, I know if they're going to do a part 2 of this, they're going to do a part 2 of Spice World.
You did say Spice, so
Yeah.
I did.
yeah,
blame myself.
You did set that up, and he does tend to try.
It's
to
almost time for Pumpkin Spice to come out again.
You! I swear in the name of all things good and holy, I will remove your spleen and feed it to you rectally.
You know, there is also other TV.
Pumpkin spice is the work of the devil, and it should not exist.
If you're recently new viewers, welcome to the show. We appreciate you coming in. But if you're
I'm
just
the
new,
voice of America.
No, you're not.
this man here, if you
You're
know the show
delusional.
for years, you understand he hates pumpkin spice.
It's been in the market for 3 weeks. It's not even fall yet.
Well, they
Fall's
got
not till a week from tomorrow. It should not even be in the vernacular until then.
and they got Christmas stuff up at Costco.
Did I say that was right either?
No.
No, because you've got Halloween and Thanksgiving.
It was before Labor Day.
I understand. That's why I'm saying that.
They had that stuff up before Labor Day. That's a sin. Go ahead.
I don't think that's a sin.
Yeah, it is. Christmas stuff up before Labor Day.
That's a pretty strong word. I'm just saying.
Oh, I also found out this week, you know the whole thing about wearing white after Labor Day?
What's that?
I found out where that comes from.
I was there.
It's apparently, it dates back to coal mining.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's no longer coal mining season, so you can wear white and not ruin your clothing.
Well, no. It's the fall is the start of coal
Oh,
mining
is it the other way
season
around? Okay.
Because it's
Because you wear
cooler.
white from
Yeah.
Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Right,
But after Labor Day, you don't wear white because it's coal mining
and
season.
it'll get messed up. Yeah, from the dust.
Did not know that. That is new information to me.
Thanks, Kale.
Let's see. Nev Campbell will return for the Scream reboot as Sidney Prescott. That was announced this week.
I thought that was already a done deal.
And also returning will be Marley Shelton, the lady that made the lemon squares. She'll be back too. But still no word on how they're going to approach the story, if this is going to be a continuation or if it's Scream The Next Generation, which MTV has already done 2 seasons of. Maybe it was 3. Hey, Don. Tell me how many
I didn't
seasons
pay
the Scream
attention to it
TV
at
season-
all.
TV series went.
Okay.
Uh,
What about like what's her face? Arquette and
That's
Arquette is in. No, Arquette and Courtney Cox are both going to be in it.
Correct.
That has been announced.
That was one of the first things they announced, as far as people.
Hear
being
about
there.
a secret movie that apparently has already been filmed and finished.
I may
A
have.
sequel.
I may have.
My wife.
Yes, I did.
There's apparently a secret Borat sequel that is done.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good on that. I love him. Borat's my hero.
And
Speaking of things
Don
that should
Ford's-
not shock anyone.
Don Ford's
3
credibility
seasons.
checked at the
3
door.
seasons. Thank you, Don.
3 seasons. 30 episodes.
Now I've got Don in that weird green outfit stuck in my head. It'll never go away.
Nice.
No,
Ew.
it's not. Congratulations to a couple that got married while you were in Vegas by an Elvis impersonator. David Harbour from Stranger Things got married to yesterday's star Lily Allen.
Yep.
Mazel tov.
So Mazel tov.
Congratulations.
I had to do some quick math on that one because I was like, is she old enough to get married?
She's what, late 20s?
Boy,
Don, how old
she
is
always
Lily Allen?
but she always looks so young.
Beautiful girl.
Absolutely.
And
Who's
we
that
love
again?
Lily Allen.
Okay.
How old is Lily
But and the
Allen?
other part is
And how
David
old
Harbour,
Harbour.
and he is always younger than I thought he was. Like David Harbour, I always picture being grizzled enough to be 50 or something.
Okay,
Well,
Lily
look at the
Allen-
trailer for
okay.
Black Widow.
Lily Allen, born May 2nd, 1985. She's 35 years
Wow,
old.
that's older than I
She's
skewed
35.
younger
Yeah,
on that.
hold on. And then
Close to me.
spouse. And then David Harbour, 45 years
45.
old.
Bingo.
Yeah. April 10th, 75.
Mazel tov to those kids.
Yeah.
If they're happy, they're happy.
Best of luck to him.
So, Don, this next story is for you.
Is it? Okay.
Actually, for you and I, because we both very much enjoyed
Okay.
the source material here. Either last year or year before, I think it was last year, there was an indie film, and I'm not being sarcastic, this was really an independent film that was called Blind Spotting that you and I both very much enjoyed. Daveed Diggs and Rafael Casal, where they saw the shooting by the cops and they didn't know how they were going to deal with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Their Stars is turning that into a series. Both of them will be in it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So the guy who shot
The two main guys, they're going to be in the series. And if you have not seen Blind Spotting, it's a phenomenal film. I think we saw it at the Dallas International Film Festival last
Oh,
year.
I think that was a screen network.
Was there a regular screening?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
great film. Check it out. Very, very good. You could probably get that on the Netflix at this point. So there's a movie that came out earlier this year that has taken the horror world by storm called Host. And this is a movie that is about a group of people on a Zoom call who end up summoning a demon, and things go horribly wrong.
Because when does summoning a demon go right?
Well, I mean, genies, technically.
And what network was this on?
Stars, I
Okay.
believe.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll have to look that up.
I know people that couldn't make it through the trailer of this movie that are huge horror fans.
Oh, wow.
Like, the people are like, this movie is freaking me out. The guy that directed that, his name is Rob Savage. He has signed a deal with Blumhouse because reasons.
Yeah. Well, Blumhouse will throw money at anything that looks like it's going to work. So.
Especially if it's scary.
Oh, yeah.
So, we have Jerry Schilling cast for the Baz Luhrmann Elvis biopic. He'll be played by a Luke Bracey.
Oh, really? Nice.
And the director of the Freaky Friday remake and Mean Girls is attached to a remake of She's All That. Which
was a remake
of Pygmalion.
Which was a remake of a remake of
Right.
a remake of a remake of a remake.
With TikTok star, that's a thing, Addison Rae.
Ugh.
I don't do TikTok.
Nor do
Instagram's my limit. Don't do the Snapchat. Kids with their broke clothes and their hair, you can get off my lawn. You know, we should ask our engine. Hey, Jay.
Yes.
Oh, he's got all of
Are
it.
you into the TikTok?
I'm actually not at all.
I don't get it. Although, did
Yeah,
you see the video that aired this week that somebody took from TikTok of the girl that was like singing, doing some kind of audition, and her mom was working in the attic, and right in the middle of it, her mom fell through the ceiling.
I did not.
That's
see that.
Amazing.
That is a great idea.
Wow.
That made the soup this week. Which, work on that show. It's not good.
Who's the host?
Of the soup?
Yeah.
A Jade Catapretta, I think. It's three names. It's Jade Catapretta, I think is her name. She's a comedian. I believe she's from Brazil.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
She's kind of funny, but the writing's just terrible. The writing is bad.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, well, she's not Joel McHale. And I'm like, half the genius of that show was the writing staff. Like, Joel McHale's great.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's got a new Amazon or Netflix. He has a new stand-up special that I've got in my queue and I need to watch. But
I just looked up to confirm Jade Catapretta. One of the people also asked, why is Joel McHale famous?
fair point.
Yeah.
But I can't, the TikTok thing, I don't. But since Jay said he's not into it, I don't feel as old anymore.
I was checking out on that movie Host.
Jay helps us skew younger.
Yeah.
It was actually it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm telling you, dude, I know people that were like, they couldn't get all the way through the trailer. And these are people that I know that enjoy horror films very much. I read the Wikipedia page and I was like, yeah, that's a hard pass.
And I just set myself up for misery because I just sent it to Sean.
So I'm going to list you some people. Brendan Gleeson.
Go on. Oh, I know where this is going already.
Lily Singh.
Uh-huh.
Pierce Brosnan.
Yep.
Don, you with me so far?
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan.
All in a new animated feature coming out. Riverdance, the animated feature. Get ready for it in 2021.
Hey, I like Riverdance.
I enjoyed
Did you just
Riverdance.
honk at the start of that?
I enjoyed Riverdance myself, but
Yeah.
I don't know that I need an animated movie about it.
Is it still impressive if it's animated, though?
As Dennis Leary once said, fuddle, 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 fuddle. And allegedly now, Chris Hemsworth says he is not retiring from Thor after Love and Thunder. That was
Interesting.
the rumor for a long time. So-
There was the handing over the mantle talk in numerous ones.
And speaking of things that tie to other things on this show, I did see yesterday Stern is now shipping their Avengers Infinity Quest pinball machines. That is coming out soon. I'm very excited about this. So let's see. Only a couple of DVD Blu-ray new releases this week that I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. There was you might not be old enough to remember this. Don, you might be, but I don't know if you were into such things. Do you remember a magazine called Cream, CREEM?
Wasn't it like a rock thing?
It was indeed.
Yeah.
It was America's only rock and roll magazine.
I'm not old enough for it, but I am aware of its existence.
There was a documentary earlier that came out earlier this show. It was called Cream, America's only rock and roll magazine. That's available on DVD and Blu-ray this week. I'm very interested in that. And the Criterion Collection does Beau Travail this week. It's a foreign film. Okay. So I still haven't had a chance to break open that Bruce Lee set yet. I'm dying. I really want. Time. Time
Yeah,
has not been
does
my
not
friend.
exist.
But I do want to recommend something. I don't know if we've talked about it on this show. As you guys know, I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. One of the 20,000 podcasts he does is called Hollywood Babylon with Ralph Garman. For the last couple of months, because they usually do their show live at the Hollywood Improv, they did their 10th anniversary show at a drive-in, so they were able to do it live. But what they've been doing, I think at Kevin's house, maybe it's at Ralph's house, they have been going 2 episodes a week, and they have started at the beginning. They're doing running commentary tracks for all of Batman 66. 140 episodes, 120 episodes, and they're going to do the movie.
So you're saying we had a good idea about something that's now prevalent in a where?
Oh, well, we're doing a completely different category.
Well, no. But what I'm saying is we're in the same vein as something, so it makes you feel justified, I guess.
No, I like it because I'm very much enjoying it because Ralph Garman is a Batman 66 expert. This guy, apparently, they found out this week, and I don't care, this is not really a spoiler, but apparently he was on a show recently that's on the We Network, We channel.
The women's entertainment?
I guess, but it's called Collector's Call because he has an entire room in his house that is dedicated to Batman 66 stuff.
Oh, wow.
It's hosted by the great Lisa Whelchel. How you doing? Where she comes, she went to his house with an expert, and they appraised his collection. And it's called Collector's Call because at the end of every episode, the expert brings in a piece of memorabilia and offers to trade for a high valued piece of that. So yeah, so Garmin was featured on that with his Batman collection. Because he was very close with Adam West. He's actually the reason Adam West has a star on the Walk of Fame.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. There's a whole documentary about that too.
Cool.
But I'm having a lot of fun with it because Garmin's giving a lot of great insight, and they do two because the way they did it was everything was a 2-parter because it aired on Wednesday nights and Thursday nights. Mm-hmm. So they do 2 episodes a week, so they get both parts of the same thing. And what most people don't realize is each 2-parter, the titles rhyme.
Oh.
So it's kind of cool. And so they're running through 2 episodes a week, and I'm very much enjoying it.
Cool.
Well, we're through 14 episodes right now, so we're almost halfway through season 1. And the movie takes place between seasons 1 and 2, so they're going to do the movie then.
Oh, nice.
So, and I've got the movie. And there's like 5 different ways to watch it. Because there's a Adam West and Burt Ward commentary track, then there's a producer commentary track, there's a score, there's a trivia track, there's a score isolation track, and I think there's a PIP of some form in there too. So I'm looking forward to that. Some tech corner. Speaking of Batman, Don.
Yeah, listen.
Do you like the Waze?
What's the Waze?
Do you enjoy Waze? It's a navigation app that you get on your phone.
No, I never had it.
Okay, so Waze is an app where it's user driven, so you can report accidents and
Okay.
And just like any other navigation app, you can select different voices, right?
Yeah.
Like you can do like the Australian lady or the German man. Waze has at one point Waze when London Has Fallen came out.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman did one.
Okay.
So it was a traffic camera up ahead. They are always watching. Now at one point you could even get Homer Simpson. It was like, turn left here. There might be ice cream. Ice cream. But now there's another one. And I think Alex is queuing it up.
Oh, I was going to.
Hit it.
Let me just go ahead and get. Oops. Should I?
Hit it.
Oh, it's still thinking because I'm inside a building.
I've got a riddle for you. Countless wheels and countless engines, but not moving is my only intention. I knew the Riddler was out there. Let's go get him.
That is Kevin Conroy as Batman, and your icon on the screen can be the animated series Batmobile.
Oh, really?
Available. You can get it through October 31st, but they haven't said if it'll be available after that or not, or if it's just going to go away.
I believe they're going to do it as a short time, but
Because that's what the Morgan Freeman thing was. It just disappeared. I didn't know. But it's awesome.
Well, I was checking up that Collector's Call. It's Lisa Witch because it's on the Me TV. which
Me
is
TV. That's what it is.
memorable entertainment where
Okay.
they have past TV shows, all that.
Thank you for that, Don.
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
And in news that I think will interest Alex.
Go on.
So you know about WWE Supercard.
Uh-huh.
Did you see what they've added this week?
No, I've never played it or been involved.
But I think you'd be interested in this.
Go on.
Available now on WWE Supercard. Southpaw Regional Wrestling
Oh my,
is available.
nice.
Don, have you ever seen this? It's a thing that they did as a subset where it's like an old it's an alleged lost wrestling
this makes
federation.
Me feel bad.
Okay.
And like John Cena has like a wig and he's like a manager and stuff. It's hilarious.
I think I know why they did it though,
Why?
because it kind of carries over to the talking shop.
Oh,
So
does
it's
it?
cutting them off from being able to use
boo.
stuff.
So we talked a couple of weeks ago that it was revealed the price point for the Xbox X,
Series X.
Series X. Jay, are you interested in the new Xbox at all?
Well, I have. I've been using the One X actually a lot recently, but I don't know. I haven't looked into this, so you may have to inform me.
I will say I was listening to some music earlier this week, and it was an old Ludacris song came up, and he talked about having a PS2 in his car, and I went, "Oh God, I'm old."
Actually, that's when they did.
was-
Remember Exhibit Show Pimp My Ride?
Uh-huh.
They put
Dude,
like
the number of people
PS2s in the car.
Dude, the number of people that like sued him after that show is not good.
That show's pretty funny.
He did so much of their cars, it broke their cars.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't good. So we talked about the price point for the Xbox Series X, which is without just the digital version. The digital version doesn't come with the Blu-ray 4K drive. Was right around $500.
No. That's the Series X that has the drive.
I thought that was $700.
The $499 is the one that has the drive. That's the Series X.
Okay.
The one that we were talking about having the two levels was the Series S that had a digital version much lower.
Yeah, but they're doing that the same way with the X, though. You can get that with the drive and without.
Right, and I want to say that one is expected to be around $399.
I thought it was 3 and 6 or something.
Okay,
crazy.
the price points I saw were $499, $399, $299.
What if I told you, and Jay, I want to hear your opinion on this too. What if I told you you didn't have to pay everything at one time?
Oh, they've been doing stuff.
Hold
like
on, but this is they've kind of next leveled it now. What if I told you that you could get an Xbox Series X 24-month term to pay it off for $34.99 a month?
That's a great deal.
Maybe. Because you're paying almost $800 for the Xbox at that point. $840. Oh, you know what? There's a piece I forgot about this. It comes with Ultimate Game Pass.
Okay. So there's your extra 50.
Now they're also adding that you can do the Series S with the same deal for $24.99 a month.
That's going to be more skewed.
But you still get the drive with it.
Right.
$600. But you're getting Ultimate Game Pass with it. So they'd be like, that's a ton of money. Oh, wait a minute, but you have to add the cost of what Game Pass would be. Jay, is that something you'd be interested in? If you could get the Xbox right now or on release day, you'd have it in possession. You wouldn't have to shell out all the money at one time, but you also got the bundle that came with the Ultimate Game Pass. Would that be something that would more make you want to buy the Series X, or about the same or less?
I would, yeah.
Because I was intrigued by this when I got the email this week. I was like, because when you gave me the price point originally, I was like, there's no way. I'm not paying all that.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, if I can only pay $35 a month, that's really not that bad a deal because you're not really paying interest on it. It's not like you're putting it on a credit card, because I was going to put it on my Dell card anyway.
Did you look up how much the full Game Pass is?
I did not.
Do you want it monthly or yearly?
Give it to me monthly.
$10.
So you're paying $25 a month for 24 months. And what do you say?
600.
So it's a break-even point, really.
Right.
So it's not like your iPhone where you're going to pay $200 more than it would be if you bought it outright.
Right.
Speaking of which, Tuesday morning, everybody, the Apple event is this week, where allegedly we're going to hear about iOS 14. I will neither confirm nor deny that I've talked to two people that are beta testing it, and they're raving about it.
iOS 14?
Yep. They're not announcing the new phone, just the new operating system. Okay. Allegedly, that's the rumors I'm hearing. But this Microsoft thing, I'm kind of in.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I'm going to do it, so why not?
Instead of dropping all that cash at one time, unless you win big somewhere.
Well, let's
You know,
just
we-
say
we
I'm
didn't
2
get a
games
chance-
away.
Do you want to talk about that real quick? We got 11 minutes left in the show.
Which part?
Vegas. Because we forgot to talk about Vegas.
Let's save it for next week because then I can give a full rundown.
Okay.
Well, 2 weeks. I'm not here.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Because 2 weeks is pay-per-view.
Wow.
Well, no, we could do it on the Saturday show if you want.
Yeah, we'll do it on the Saturday show.
Okay. Yeah, because Alex will be out on assignment next week
Mm-hmm.
in Ohio. You're going to Ohio. How much this
favorite
man loves
state.
his family. He'll go to Ohio for them.
And charity.
Oh, there's that. All right,
Ohio!
let's just get out of here, shall we? Make sure that you follow us on social media. Twitter's at Clubhouse Show. Everything else is The Clubhouse Podcast. All 3 words in that order, or you will wind up somewhere else. You can follow me on social media if you would like. Everything is yes of that Rob Irvin. That is spelled Ervin. The lady of the house who will be back very soon is Jen Rome. You can follow her on Instagram at Jen Rome Home. That is spelled ROHM.
I am Vexblade on all social media. You can reach out to me at alex@theclubhousepodcast.com. Shout out to Maddie and Tony out in Vegas. Thank you for being awesome.
And first off, if you want to help out the show, go to Pro Wrestling Tees and go to prowrestlingtees.com/thecheappopcast and get some of our awesome shirts. Also, on Twitter, you can find me at Igbunu, IGBUNUUU. Also, email me, don@theclubhousepodcast.com.
Email Don for information on how we can come do a live show for you. We love doing live shows. Don't forget, December 5th and 6th, Who Needs Sleep 2020 will be on the air. We have Vocal still as our technology partner. We can't wait to bring you the show. We have got so much cool stuff for you this year. You can email me, questions, comments, concerns. Tell me to go pound sand. I'm Rob at theclubhousepodcast.com. We will be back at our normal time next week, and then the following Saturday. We'll keep you up to date on that. Make sure you follow us on social media for all of that. We are your one-stop shop for all things pop culture each and every Sunday night at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. So until next time, for Alex, for Don, for Jen Rome, for Jay, for the Empire, I'm Rob. Clubhouse is closed. Brittany Palmer, she plays guitar, I learned this weekend. Pretty good stuff.